It sounds like he bottled it again, though, to be honest. Like he accepts, then he thought about it, he had a bad dream, and then he woke up and he phoned you and said,
No, I don't think so.
Last thing I want to be doing is lacing up the gloves and getting this nice straight hooter punched again.
In the UK, you said?
Yeah.
Could be anywhere else?
Could be, yeah, if he can't get into the UK. But it's me and him, main event. It's going to be a massive event. I think KSI is going to be on it. I think, yeah, it's going to be massive.
Boxing, MMA?
Delete it, but then I'm driving home. I'm driving home from Ruka on Tuesday, I think it was, and I'm stuck in traffic, so I glanced down at my phone, apologies, and I see on a statement about...
The last thing Carl Froch ever expected was to be talking about lacing up gloves again. By his own admission, he enjoys retirement, the comfort, the peace, and not getting his perfectly straight nose smashed in by someone half his age. For a man who went through wars in the ring, stepping back into that chaos is not a casual decision. But suddenly, the idea isn't just talk anymore. The location might be the UK, or somewhere else entirely if logistics demand it. Wherever it happens, the plan is simple: a massive main event, potentially stacked with crossover fights, celebrities, and big-name attractions. Rumors even suggest figures from influencer boxing could appear on the card, turning the event into something far bigger than a traditional fight night. Then came the moment that changed everything. Driving home one evening, stuck in traffic, Froch glanced at his phone and saw statements suggesting his opponent might be backing out. That narrative didn't sit well with him. From his perspective, once someone starts talking aggressively, making threats, or calling him out publicly, it stops being entertainment and starts becoming personal. And that's when he made it clear. This isn't staged. It isn't a gimmick. It isn't pantomime. If he steps into the ring, it will be real. Froch, famously known as the Cobra, views the matchup in brutally simple terms. To him, this is a professional boxer versus someone transitioning from another combat sport. While he acknowledges Darren Till's athleticism, balance, and ability to throw a solid backhand from a southpaw stance, he believes the gap in true boxing experience is enormous.
Easy money. The old Bunsen burner. I'm thinking to myself, hang on a minute. They're giving money away here with these fights because Darren Till's absolutely fucking useless. I'm not being funny. Listen, I'm talking about professional boxing level. At the level he's at, he's done all right. He's got decent balance, throws a decent backhand from a southpaw stance. But you're always saying, is it staged? Is this real? I'll be totally straight with you. This is real. As far as I'm concerned, when somebody starts running the mouth and threatening me, I take it very seriously. This is not staged. This is not a pantomime, as much as it could look like one if I end up in the ring with it.
Since young,
but I just thought I'd get the opinion of people that I respect. So I spoke to Rob McCracken, my old coach, and the feedback was positive, more positive than what I thought it would be. I actually broke contact with Eddie Hearn, so there's a bit more to develop on that front. I've also been speaking to Callis Sowland, who's really keen. So bigger, heavier, potentially probably not stronger than me. I'm a machine.
Yeah,
I'm like genetically gifted and all that.
And it only takes one punch, and they're not good defensive fighters anyway. They go for the okie doke. You know what that means?
Yeah.
Give him one of those.
Give him a little feint.
Yeah.
Couple of feints, good foot movement, walk him into a shot.
Yeah.
Probably dominate him with a jab.
They don't know about body shots either.
So what you thinking? Easy work for the Cobra?
Easy work for the Cobra. Can I be your coach, please?
Jump in the corner, man. Easy money for the Lewis machine.
Yeah. I want to be his coach.
Let's have a team,
all right,
man.
Just go out there and knock him.
In Froch's mind, it's easy money. He even joked that these kinds of fights feel like someone is handing out cash for free, because at elite championship level, he sees Till as inexperienced. That blunt confidence has always defined Froch's personality, both inside and outside the ring. But Darren Till isn't intimidated. The former MMA star fired back, calling Froch old and questioning whether the legendary knockout power is still there after years of inactivity. Till insists he's in peak physical condition, sharper than ever, and ready to prove that modern athleticism can overcome past glory. Confidence, however, is one thing. Standing across from a former world champion under boxing rules is something else entirely. Behind the scenes, Froch didn't rush into anything blindly. He consulted people he trusts, former coaches, trainers, and respected figures in the sport. Surprisingly, the feedback he received was more positive than he expected. Many believe that his core skills, balance, and instincts haven't disappeared.
But if Carl did do it, I think Carl would smash him. But I just don't think he will do it. Because he's got that memory, he's got that something about him, that he's at an age where he's still physically fit enough and strong enough if he commits himself to the preparation.
It's crazy.
and he's scary. He's a scary, intimidating man. I don't know if it's the Liverpudlian accent or knowing that he could take this to the ground and finish you that way. I feel like these MMA guys are scary because they know that they are the toughest guys on the street, right? It's not just, back in the day, the baddest man on the planet was the boxer. It's not that anymore, is it? I don't know who they're going to find to fight him.
Carl Froch?
I mean, there was a bit of a
commotion. Do you not think?
Well, Carl's not fought for 11 years. I know he still looks great and he hits the bag, but no one's hit him with small gloves for 11 years.
In the ring, Carl Froch, unbelievable fighter, and Darren Till knows that. Carl Froch is an older version of himself now, been out the ring a long time. Whether he wants to fight again is a different story, but look, I would love to see it now. Yeah, on the street, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you.
Till and Froch, I don't like ex-fighters, especially legends, going in and fighting some YouTuber, right? Now, Till is not that, right? Till is a UFC fighter who has taken his craft to boxing, and he's a talented boxer. I mean, I don't think he's going to, even by his own admissions, I don't think he can go in and mix it with the best in the world, but he can fight, I mean, you can see that because he's cruising through the levels of those other guys, the UFC fighters who just turn over like Rockhold or whatever his name was, right? I love the fight. Because, and you know why I love the fight? Because I know Froch, right? And I know this is really...
Conversations with boxing legends added fuel to that belief. In a relaxed exchange with heavyweight icon Lennox Lewis, Froch discussed tactics calmly, almost casually, as if planning another routine title defense. He spoke about controlling distance with the jab, using feints, exploiting defensive weaknesses, and targeting the body, fundamentals that elite boxers master over decades. Lewis even joked about joining his corner, reinforcing the sense that experienced fighters believe Froch would dominate the technical side of the fight. But not everyone is convinced it's that simple. Some analysts point out that MMA fighters bring a different kind of danger, physicality, unpredictability, and a mentality forged in a sport where almost anything can happen. Darren Till's size, aggression, and intimidation factor are real assets, especially against someone who hasn't competed in years. There's also the harsh reality of time. Froch hasn't taken a punch in small gloves for over a decade. Training on pads and hitting bags is not the same as absorbing real shots under fight conditions. Reaction speed, durability, and timing can dull without active competition. Still, many insiders believe experience like Froch's doesn't vanish overnight. Former champions and commentators have expressed confidence that if he commits fully to preparation, he could still be devastating. His ring IQ, composure under pressure, and ability to punish mistakes were built in some of the toughest fights of his era.
Plus, since he's boxed. So, 10 years ago, he would have smashed Darren Till all over the shop, right? And I think Darren actually, for all Darren's madness, he's not an idiot. I think he knows that. But 10 years on, and not having took a punch in 10 years, and definitely gone a bit softer, because that's just life, it all of a sudden becomes, dare I say, a bit of a 50-50.
And then there's Froch, who's been paid to fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day of the week.
Froch versus Till. I don't know, man. He's 48 years old now, Froch. He looks good when he takes a picture, with a moody lighting after a few abs and that. But Darren Till, he's still fighting, isn't he? He still knows what it's like to get punched in the teeth. It's been a while since Froch's been punched in the teeth. So I think it does well. I think it sells. I think if he wants to do it, he should do it. But I got a feeling Froch don't want it. I don't think Froch wants it. I think he says he wants it, but when it comes down to it.
Others emphasize that while he may be an older version of his prime self, that doesn't necessarily make him less dangerous. Just different. Slower perhaps, but smarter. Less explosive, but more calculated. Promoters and industry figures see the matchup as fascinating. Darren Till has shown genuine effort transitioning into boxing, proving he's not just chasing a payday. He can fight, he understands distance, and he has real combat experience. But according to many boxing insiders, Froch operates on a completely different tactical level, the result of years spent fighting elite opponents under pure boxing rules. For Froch, motivation is key. He's never been driven by meaningless fights. Titles, legacy, and real challenges fueled his career. Without something significant at stake, whether money, pride, or proving a point, he has little reason to risk his reputation, and that reputation matters enormously. If he returns and wins, it reinforces his legend, proof that true champions never really fade. But if he loses, especially to a crossover fighter, it could overshadow everything he accomplished. That risk makes the decision psychological as much as physical. Age also plays a role. Froch is approaching 50, and while he looks impressive in photos and maintains great conditioning, competition is unforgiving. One clean shot can change everything, especially when reflexes aren't what they once were. Yet many fighters say something crucial. He still remembers what it feels like to fight. He knows pain, he knows pressure, he knows how to stay calm when chaos erupts. Those lessons learned through brutal championship battles don't disappear with time.
You want Darren Till jumping off the ring to you, fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So it's the last thing I'd want anyway, so fucking I think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, you know, Darren Till in front of him, screaming, shouting and spitting in his face.
Ask you for a prediction. Carl Froch versus Till on the streets and in the ring. Two scenarios, who wins?
Oh, look, I don't know. It's all look on the street. I think we know who wins.
One of the main men of the zone saying, look, there is an appetite there. So now the conversation is, will Carl do it? Carl's saying, give me 6 weeks, I'll smash it. Carl won't do it. Carl doesn't need to do it. Carl's got mad money, as he says. And the thing is that I think will keep him out is ego. God forbid he went in with Till and got turned over.
And not only did I see him box, I had people sparring him, I had sparring partners for him. You know, when he boxed for Mick Hennessy, we sat down and talked a lot when we were over in America and places, and we talked, you know, but he was a big Nas fan, he was a big fan of my dad, and I always remember one fight he had, Junior Witter boxing in America, and we're coming back, and he was sat in the airport with us for a good 1 or 2 hours talking about boxing and everything like that. So, you know, from that point of view, you know, I've got a lot of respect for Carl.
Like, Carl's a genuine, like, world champion level fighter, and he's actually bigger than you'd think, right, when you meet him. He's a lot younger than John, and his peak was outrageously good, right? And he's kept himself in shape. And even now, I remember having a chat with Eddie Hearn, like, about, like, you know, what fighter you've met is, like, the toughest fighter. And he said to me, like, if I'm ever in a bit of bother, the man I want standing next to me at a pub or whatever is Carl.
Meanwhile, Till brings youth, energy, and unpredictability. He has nothing to lose and everything to gain. For him, defeating a legend would be career-defining, a moment that could instantly elevate his status in boxing. For fans, that contrast makes the fight compelling. It's not just boxer versus MMA fighter, it's experience versus ambition, precision versus aggression, legacy versus hunger. There's also the mental warfare. Froch is known for his calculated mindset, rarely rushing into situations without analyzing them thoroughly. Till, on the other hand, thrives on intensity and confrontation. The psychological clash alone could shape the outcome long before the first punch lands. Those who have trained with Froch emphasize his professionalism and dedication. Even outside active competition, he studies the sport, stays fit, and maintains the discipline that made him champion. Sparring stories and training anecdotes reveal a fighter who never truly switched off. Physically, he's also bigger than many people expect. Solid, strong, and durable. Promoters have even joked that if trouble ever broke out, Froch is exactly the kind of person you'd want standing beside you. That reputation for toughness isn't just marketing, it's earned. Now the stage is set. If the fight happens, it won't just be another crossover spectacle. It will be a genuine test of whether elite boxing pedigree can withstand time, and whether a determined challenger can shock the world. For Froch, victory would be a statement that greatness doesn't expire. For Till, victory would be the upset of a generation, so the question now belongs to the fans. When the bell rings and the lights are brightest, dot who stands tall at the end. Do you back the legendary precision and experience of the Cobra, or the explosive energy and fearless ambition of Darren Till?